building where it has appeared as if the integrity of the staircase has been compromised, where you can obviously see that the building or the stairway has collapsed, and 3 levels from the second floor, the third and the fourth persons are left inside. What is happening now is members from the Jamaica Fire Brigade, they are assisting persons to get on the outside, and what is needed is for this way to be cleared and the necessary assistance given to these persons over time to have their life come back to some form of regularity.
Hello, JPU family. Welcome to another episode of Jamaica Politics Uncovered. If you are new here, welcome. And if you are a returning subscriber, welcome back. Guys, I want to tell you about this incident that took place yesterday in South St. Andrew. And I want to also let you in on some information that I find to be very appalling, to say the least. So, in South St. Andrew, some of you may know where Tarrington Park Apartments are. And if you do, you know that they've been there for ages. You also would know that there have not been any maintenance over the years. These buildings just exist and people just live in them, and nobody not come look upon nothing, nobody not come check it out. So you find that it deteriorates over time. We've had several earthquakes in recent times as well, so that probably exacerbated the problem. But they've been there forever, and they're very old. So anyway, thank God nobody died. An elderly woman was injured. She went to the hospital. We don't really know anything more. So the usual thing happens where the member of parliament shows up and, he talks to the media and and blames the government and blames bureaucracy, which, bureaucracy is a thing in Jamaica and we have to do something about it. So this is a PNP constituency, as you know, and Mark Golding became the member of parliament 2017, though he had been doing internship in the constituency before that. Omar Davis was there prior. So there have been opportunities to, do something about this matter before it came to this. Of course, nothing was done. So the blame on bureaucracy, yeah, to a certain degree, we can accept that. But I think if these people really wanted to do something from a longer time, they could have. Mark Golding went as far recently as Canada, Florida, outside of the country, to tell the diaspora that Andrew Holness is thief and dishonest. That is how far Mark Golding went to say that to the diaspora. So surely, if Mark Golding really wanted to help these people, Mark Golding could have staged a protest outside of Parliament. Mark Golding could have really done more to grab the attention of the nation and the situation as it's dangerous, to have those people in that building, because right now, as a result of what happened, they're going to have to be evacuated. All those people are going to have to be evacuated from that building, right? So if Mark Golding really did want to make some strong representation for the people, he would have done that. But that was not on his top priority. The government of Jamaica has a social housing program going on right now. And as part of that, indigent people are qualified to get these social houses. And the Prime Minister asked all members of Parliament to pick out, I think, 5 people from their constituency who are most in need to get some indigent houses. PNP MPs did, JLP MPs did. Lisa Hanna, for example, said that she picked out, I think, 5 single mothers and they received the homes. Mark Golding picked out some people, they received the homes, and so on and so forth. So I'm surprised that Mark Golding didn't make a push for some of the elders them in that building, since he was already familiar with the situation and the people reporting the matter and asking for help. And if he saw that bureaucracy was a problem, he could have introduced the Prime Minister to people on the building who needed the assistance. He did not do that. Let me just keep it real with you guys. And this is the part that is going to upset a lot of people if they have a heart and a soul. You know, Mark Golding is not fit. Mark Golding should not be in representational politics because he is a huge conflict of interest, of the people's interest of Jamaica. Mark Golding uses the position of Member of Parliament and wants to use the position of Prime Minister, and he uses the position of opposition leader for his own business interest to a point where, did you guys know that Mark Golding invested in a big apartment subdivision complex in the Bahamas, right? Where about 200 and odd homes were built. And I'm going to show you. 200 and odd homes were built for the Bahamian people. Meanwhile, in his constituency, where you have a dilapidated structure, where people are living and should not be living, and Mark Golding, after making billions of dollars off the People's National Party, through the People's National Party, through Omar Davis, through the finance ministry, Mark Golding became a millionaire, if not a billionaire, in Jamaica through the PNP and politics, right? And the people. You mean to tell me, say, Mark Golding, as co-founder of Proven Wealth, could have got put $20 million in a building for the Bahamas people, investment for himself, right? While he's opposition leader of Jamaica. Tell me if you don't see the conflict of interest, right? And after making so much money off politics, off PNP, off the people, you mean to tell me, say, Mark Golding couldn't lick down the building, they make the people them come condemn and demolish the building they right there, so, and put one look a piece of money over there and below some look house for the people them. That's what you do when you become super wealthy and super rich. You become charitable. Remember, he said, me don't make my money already. He told the poor people them that in front of them face the very first day him coming as leader. Him tell them, say, me don't make my money already. Andrew Holness, them not up there like me. Me a investment banker, me a this, me a that. You understand? So you mean to tell me, say, Mark Golding couldn't out of the goodness of art. Look how much money they make out of politics and out of PNP, out of sweetheart deals. And Mark Golding couldn't build one look apartment complex flat. Listen to the Prime Minister of the Bahamas. What he did for his people. Same thing that Andrew is doing, except that we don't have no opposition leader of no other country coming into Jamaica to invest in it. People, this is very serious, you know. This is very serious. And you see the people them in Jamaica, we call themselves oversight body, integrity commission and all them people there. How come them don't see the clear conflict of interest of Mark Golding? The name of the apartment complex is called Renaissance at Carmichael subdivision. 200 homes in the Bahamas. Mark Golding and another financial entity provided $20 million to assist in the development of phase 1 of this subdivision. Take a good look at the subdivision and listen to the Prime Minister as he makes the presentation.
Director of Housing and Urban Renewal Keith Bell says another group of families will soon complete their journey to home ownership.
Today, 28 families.
28 families received the keys to their new homes on Thursday as the Davis administration celebrates a key moment in Phase 1 of the Renaissance Subdivision project. Minister of Housing and Urban Renewal Keith Bell says another group of families will soon complete their journey to home ownership.
Today, 28 families, 28 keys will be presented to new homeowners here in Renaissance. Shortly, a further 23 homes will follow, and the contractor has assured that the remaining 144 homes will be delivered at a sustained pace over the next months.
In 2022, the government unveiled plans to build 200 homes as part of Phase 1 of the Renaissance at Carmichael. Phase 1 is expected to include 104 single-family homes with 2 and 3 bedrooms and 8 two-story condo buildings housing 12 units each. Bell admits the project was not without its challenges.
From navigating the complexities of the site conditions to contending with the pressures of global inflation. Yet, through steadfast dedication and collaborative effort, and through the grace of God, we stand ready to complete Phase 1 of this project.
The housing minister added the government's rent-to-own program will extend to units in the Renaissance subdivision. They are expected to be completed and ready for occupancy later this year. Prime Minister Philip Davis said the Renaissance at Carmichael represents progress.
As we maintain our focus on reducing the cost of living and creating more opportunities for Bahamians, affordable home ownership is an essential component of our blueprint for a fairer and more prosperous Bahamas.
Meanwhile, in Mark Golding's constituency, this is the condition that the people are living in. And the only thing he had to say is that there's neglect and bureaucracy. Hear what he had to say today.
To fix all this was going to start, and it never did start. And the most recent correspondence from them was, I think, last Wednesday, gone, where they wrote, because there are 2 other schemes which have some problems of this nature as well. And they said for this one that the emergency procurement was blocked by the Procurement Commission, and so it has to go to limited tender. So it's a procurement issue within the government system that has prevented this from being addressed over the last year. But my representations to the government on this are, I think, go back 4 or so years. And we brought engineers here to look at it, and it's clear that something needs to be done because this is obviously rotten. And there's some other issues as well with the building. And now this thing has collapsed. Thank God the lady who was on the staircase at the time, she wasn't on the lower rung. She was on the upper rung, so she suffered some injury, but she's not badly hurt. Yeah, it's not serious hurt, thank God. We're not sure yet. I am not a technical engineering person to make that assessment. I don't think anybody can. Obviously, this stairwell cannot be used. Ideally, I think if people could be rehoused while this is being fixed, that would be the ideal situation. Whether that's possible, I don't know. But at this point in time, we want to stop people coming onto this section, obviously, because this is very dangerous.
People have to understand that Mark Golding does not care about the Jamaican people he serves. Look at him. You see his hands in his pocket? You see the interaction between the lady there and the Prime Minister? You see how the Prime Minister is doing what he needs to do to make sure that he's alleviating the housing crisis or situation, whatever you want to call it in Jamaica, right? And Andrew Holness is very hands-on with the Jamaican people. And he has that attitude of a leader who cares. Mark Golding only cares about the money and his pocket and about the prestige and how he can benefit of being leader of the opposition. He was just in Bahamas last year. There he posted it on Twitter. Bahamas, I'm glad to be here to celebrate your independence. And there he was with the PNP's chairperson, Angela Brown-Burke, using that political position to intertwine with his business interests overseas with other governments. That is a huge conflict of interest. When he went to the Bahamas recently, did he go there as opposition leader or did he go there as the co-founder of Proven Wealth, who gave the Bahamas government $20 million to build housing project, while the people of his constituency are living in these dilapidated, dangerous, hazardous structures? Now tell me, how much more heartless can one man be? Only notice what him say? Him refer to the buildings as government structures, government buildings. You understand? So he wants to say he has no responsibility other than to report the matter, right? In reporting the matter, that's all fine and good. But if Mark Golding really and truly wanted a response from the housing authority in Jamaica, he would have gotten it. But he didn't put the effort in it because it was not a top priority to him. Him just make him secretary type up something and write up something and send go give the minister there and the smarty there. And nothing more than that. But he was able to put the effort into financial transaction. Flying to the Bahamas even. Yes. And he also put the effort into going to Canada, to the US, to tell them that the government of Jamaica, they're corrupt, they're incompetent, they're this, they're that. Andrew Teef, dishonest. So you see where his priority lies. It's not with the Jamaican people. Yes, Mark Golding is as bad as Venetia Phillips and other members of the PNP say that he is. When Mark Golding can put his hands on shackles and give this impression that, and as Dayton Campbell said, Mark Golding has the keys to unlock you from the bondage of Andrew Holness. That's why he has no regard for the Jamaican people. You think he would do this in the Bahamas? I don't think so. He wouldn't do it in England or any place else for that matter. Mark Golding has very little to no regard for the Jamaican people. And you can blame this man too. Omar Davids, it's he who brought Mark Golding into the PNP and gave him the safest PNP seat to sit there and do nothing. Yes, it's the same way how when the people in Finsac lost all their assets, their businesses, all their stuff, what did they do? They bring in man from Texas to come buy out the people them, sell out the people them, I'm sorry. Yes, brought in an American to sell out the people them things and give the people them things for little and nothing, so then deal with Jamaican people. This article was written when they were in talks with the Bahamas government to invest and lend them this money, right? And the author of this article made it clear that Mark Golding and Peter Bunting had strong, quote, strong political ties. And that's to say the conflict of interest is there, but oh well, they don't care over there, so we don't either. They have strong political ties, yes, so we can have our way with them. Our government can have our way with them and benefit our people. I cannot make it any more clear, I know, to show, So Mark Golding not come about the Jamaican people. It's 4 years that you guys have been hearing this. From people who were members of the PNP, who are members of the PNP, people who stopped supporting the PNP, walked away from, went silent on the PNP because they all know that Mark Golding is not here about the business of the Jamaican people. He's here to line his pockets by using his position and power because that's what he was taught. That's how he was taught that the PNP functions by Omar Davis and PJ Patterson let it happen. And when Peter Phillips and Portia didn't, they got them out. So now they have free reign. So if Jamaica people want to be stupid and give them more power in the country, listen, me I call upon the Integrity Commission and all the rest of people them who understand conflict of interest for come dip on them out in this. When you not see this, come dip on them out in this. All I want over I see. For as long as Mark Golding has been in politics, ask yourselves this. What has he done to help develop Jamaica? Tell us in the comments. Because this conversation is to be continued. This man does not care about Jamaica. The same way how his ancestors came to milk Jamaica for her resources and benefit financially. It's the same thing he's doing. That's how he learned. And we're seeing it play out before our very eyes. And him come breadcrumbs the people him with disinformation and tell lie on Andrew Holness and paint him out to be a bad guy. And he expects Jamaican people to fall for it. Well, I am not going to fall for it. You know why? Because one thing is for certain is that I can see that Andrew Holness has a heart that works. Mark Golding does not. That is the distinction between the two on the surface. How does this man sleep in his bed at night knowing that he is improving the quality and the quality of life in another country? But for his own people in his constituency, he didn't even have the conscience and decency to go make that representation so that this could have all been avoided, the people could have been relocated and have a better quality of life, living in a more humane situation.
To fix all this was...
This cannot be fixed. This must be demolished and condemned, and the people must have indigent homes relocated. That is the fix. There's no repair that can be done here that is safe. Guys, this is Jamaica Politics Uncovered. Keep it locked here for all your political news, reviews, and updates. Make sure you're subscribed, you have your notification on, and you invite your friends them over here so to like, subscribe, share, follow, and you're tuning into our live broadcast. Take care. Thank you for watching. Until next time.
But I want you to tell them that the message of Jamaica is that we are building Jamaica for you and your family.